Welcome to this in-depth exploration of one of America's most urgent social crises, homelessness. In a country that prides itself on prosperity and opportunity, the reality of millions living without a stable home is both stark and unsettling. Today, we're going to delve into the complex causes of homelessness, its profound impact on individuals and communities, and the potential solutions that could make a real difference. Throughout this video, we'll also hear personal stories from those who've experienced homelessness firsthand, offering a human perspective on this often overlooked issue. So let's begin this journey to understand the true face of homelessness in America. Chapter 1. Defining homelessness, beyond stereotypes. To tackle the issue of homelessness, it's essential to first understand what it really means. Homelessness is not just about living on the streets. It's a broader issue that encompasses various living situations. According to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, a person is considered homeless if they lack a fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence. This includes those living in shelters, transitional housing, cars, and even those couch surfing with friends or family because they have nowhere else to go. The scope of homelessness is vast and varied. On any given night in 2020, more than 580,000 people were experiencing homelessness in the United States. This figure has likely grown due to the economic challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, which exacerbated an already critical situation. It's important to recognize that homelessness can affect anyone: men, women, children, and families, veterans, individuals with disabilities, and those fleeing domestic violence are particularly vulnerable. Each person experiencing homelessness has a unique story, but all share the common struggle of living without a stable, permanent home. Chapter 2. The multifaceted causes of homelessness. Understanding the causes of homelessness requires us to look beyond surface-level assumptions and explore the complex factors that contribute to this crisis. The lack of affordable housing is one of the most significant drivers of homelessness in America today. As rent prices continue to rise across the country, often outpacing wage growth, many people find themselves unable to afford a place to live. In urban areas, where the cost of living is particularly high, even those with full-time jobs can struggle to make ends meet. The result is a situation where individuals and families are forced to spend a disproportionate amount of their income on rent, leaving little for other necessities like food, healthcare, and transportation. Economic instability is another major factor. Unemployment and underemployment leave many Americans without the financial resources necessary to maintain stable housing. The gig economy, which offers flexibility but lacks benefits and job security, exacerbates this issue. When people face sudden financial crises, such as job loss, medical emergencies, or unexpected expenses, they can quickly fall into homelessness. The loss of income, coupled with an already tight housing market, creates a precarious situation where a single misstep can lead to a loss of housing. Mental health issues and substance abuse are also significant contributors to homelessness. Many people experiencing homelessness suffer from untreated mental health conditions, such as depression, PTSD, or schizophrenia. Without adequate access to mental health care, these individuals are left to navigate a challenging world on their own, often leading to job loss, isolation, and ultimately, homelessness. Substance abuse, which can both result from and contribute to homelessness, further complicates the situation. It's crucial to understand that these issues are not moral failings but symptoms of a broader societal problem, one that fails to provide adequate health care and support for vulnerable populations. Systemic inequality plays a pivotal role as well. Certain groups, including people of color, LGBTQ+ individuals, and veterans, are disproportionately affected by homelessness due to long-standing discrimination and systemic barriers. For example, veterans often return from service with physical injuries or mental health challenges like PTSD, yet they frequently fall through the cracks of the social safety net. Similarly, marginalized communities face ongoing discrimination in housing, employment, and healthcare, making them more susceptible to homelessness. The intersection of these factors, economic instability, lack of affordable housing, mental health issues, substance abuse, and systemic inequality, creates a perfect storm that traps millions of Americans in a cycle of homelessness. Chapter 3: The Human Toll of Homelessness. The impact of homelessness on individuals and communities is profound and far-reaching. For those living without a home, every day is a struggle for survival. Homelessness exposes people to the elements, leading to a host of health problems that are often exacerbated by a lack of access to medical care. Chronic conditions such as asthma, diabetes, and heart disease are common among the homeless population. Yet these individuals often go without treatment or receive inadequate care. The absence of basic hygiene facilities further complicates health issues, turning minor ailments into serious conditions. The mental toll of homelessness is equally devastating. Living without a stable home creates constant stress and anxiety, as individuals must navigate the uncertainty of where they will sleep each night and how they will secure their next meal. The lack of safety, privacy, and stability can lead to severe depression, anxiety, and other mental health issues. Homeless individuals often report feeling invisible and dehumanized, as they are frequently ignored or stigmatized by society. This social isolation only deepens their despair and makes it more challenging to break free from the cycle of homelessness. For children, the effects of homelessness can be particularly damaging. Homeless children are more likely to experience emotional and behavioral problems, struggle academically, and face long-term developmental challenges. The instability of their living situation often means frequent moves, disrupted schooling, and a lack of access to necessary resources. These children miss out on the joys of childhood, play, learning, and forming friendships because they are constantly in survival mode. The trauma of homelessness can have lasting effects, shaping their futures in ways that are difficult to overcome. On a broader scale, homelessness strains public resources. Emergency services, such as hospitals, police, and shelters, are often the first point of contact for homeless individuals. This reactive approach is not only costly, but also ineffective in addressing the root causes of homelessness. The overuse of emergency services highlights the need for more proactive solutions that focus on prevention and long-term support. The societal cost of homelessness is immense, not only in financial terms, but also in the lost potential of those who are trapped in this cycle. Chapter 4. Personal Stories. Voices from the Margins. To truly grasp the human impact of homelessness, it's essential to listen to the stories of those who have lived it. These are not just statistics, they are real people with hopes, dreams, and struggles. Take, for instance, the story of Lisa, a young woman who aged out of the foster care system at 18. With no family to support her and no stable job, Lisa found herself on the streets. Despite the harsh realities of her situation, Lisa dreams of going to college and becoming a social worker to help others like herself. Her story highlights the gaps in the social safety net that leave many young people vulnerable to homelessness. Without a support system or access to affordable housing, Lisa, like many others, had no choice but to fend for herself in an unforgiving world. Then there's Mark, a middle-aged man who lost his job during the 2008 financial crisis. With his savings depleted and no new job prospects, Mark eventually lost his home. His story is a stark reminder of how quickly life can unravel, especially for those living paycheck to paycheck. Despite his best efforts, Mark found himself unable to climb out of the hole he had fallen into. He speaks of the shame and isolation he feels, but also of the sense of community he's found among others experiencing homelessness. Mark's story underscores the fact that homelessness can happen to anyone, regardless of their previous life circumstances. These stories, while heartbreaking, also show the resilience and strength of those who continue to hope and fight for a better future. They remind us that behind every homeless person is a unique story, one that deserves to be heard and respected. Listening to these voices is the first step in understanding the true face of homelessness and the urgent need for compassionate solutions. Chapter 5. The Path Forward. Potential Solutions to Homelessness. While the homelessness crisis in America is daunting, it's not without solutions. One of the most promising approaches is the Housing First model, which prioritizes providing permanent housing to those experiencing homelessness without preconditions. This model recognizes that stable housing is a critical first step in addressing other issues like mental health, employment, and substance abuse. By providing a safe and stable place to live, individuals are better able to focus on rebuilding their lives and accessing the services they need to achieve long-term stability. Increasing the availability of affordable housing is another essential step. This can be achieved through a combination of government policies and community initiatives that encourage the construction of affordable housing units, enforce rent control, and provide subsidies to low-income households. Cities and states must work together to ensure that housing is accessible to all, not just the wealthy. Zoning laws and regulations should be adjusted to allow for more affordable housing developments, and public-private partnerships can play a key role in funding and building these projects. Supportive housing, which combines housing with wraparound services like mental health care, substance abuse treatment, and job training, has been proven to help people transition out of homelessness. By addressing the root causes of homelessness in a holistic way, supportive housing provides a pathway to stability and self-sufficiency. These programs are particularly effective for individuals with complex needs, such as those with mental health issues or substance abuse problems. By offering a comprehensive support system, these individuals are given the tools they need to rebuild their lives and maintain their housing in the long term. Community involvement is also crucial in addressing homelessness. Volunteers can make a significant impact by working at shelters, donating to homeless services, or advocating for policy changes. On an individual level, showing kindness and respect to those experiencing homelessness can help reduce the stigma they often face. Everyone deserves dignity, and by treating homeless individuals with compassion, we can help restore their sense of worth and belonging. Finally, addressing the broader social issues that contribute to homelessness, such as poverty, mental health, and systemic inequality, requires a coordinated effort. Governments, nonprofits, businesses, and communities must work together to create a society where homelessness is rare, brief, and non-recurring. This requires investment in social services, mental health care, and education, as well as efforts to reduce income inequality and provide economic opportunities for all. By tackling these issues at their roots, we can build a future where everyone has a safe, stable place to live. Homelessness in America is a complex and challenging issue, but it's not insurmountable. Through understanding, empathy, and action, we can make a difference. Whether it's supporting affordable housing initiatives, volunteering, or simply treating those experiencing homelessness with dignity and respect, every effort counts. Thank you for joining this important conversation. Let's continue to explore these critical issues and strive to make a positive impact on our communities. Together, we can work towards a world where homelessness is a thing of the past.